Morning, team. Morning. Hope you're all doing good. Back at it again here. As always, I'm going to start on the higher time frames, work our way down, develop a bias, see if there's any key levels we can play. Hopefully you all had a good long weekend. Maybe some of you traded some of that early action yesterday. I didn't, but it actually looked pretty smooth. Looking at it now. So let's get into it. Let's start on a weekly because this is our first count of the week. Okay, and you can see weekly. Last week, we peaked the high, turned back inside, never touched the low, leaving this area here. Don't know why this is red. This should be blue. All right, so we've peaked inside and turned back down. And the market now is starting to find absorption, which on a weekly is currently looking like a bit of a bull flag, isn't it? So if the weekly can build anywhere in front of these levels, it has the chance to do this move all the way up to the top. Now, what I would say is it is finding reasons to go higher. Fluffy news right now coming. All right, fairly fluffy news like, oh yeah, we've paused tariffs a little bit longer. I wouldn't say that's extremely bullish news in the market. It's fluff. All right, what we're doing is saying, hey, this horrible tariff coming in, we're going to give you a bit longer to get yourself together. All right, so it's not exactly, a massive positive data point where we're saying, hey, tariffs are going to zero. We have to remember that. We're in a pause, nothing more than a pause. But the market reacting to any bit of light positive data right now because it's trying to get higher. You can see here the 20-day, like we talked about, is starting to catch up towards that 5-day now. All right, so if we base here much longer and hold, we go upside. If we get the 5-day, 20-day cross and it fails to break out, we probably come for this old gap fill down into here. Right now, though, I'd say this is looking very, very bullish. Move to a daily chart. Here is last week's close. All right, we're gapping up. I'm ignoring all of yesterday's data. I don't care about it. We're gapping up significantly from last week's close. Okay, significant gap up. So gap and go possible. Gap fill reversal possible, less likely, but gap and go definitely possible. Where are we going to go if we're going to explore upside? Okay, well, if this is the old pattern we're in, this is a failed breakdown and we hit the 20-day, all right, we should explore the upside now. Something giving me a bit more of a bias on that is the spiders, which hit the 200-day. All right, absolute key level. All right, under it here, back over it, retest it. It's found a bid. Spiders have relative weakness. All right, you can see it in that chart. They have relative weakness. It's something to be aware of the spiders. If you're going to see a rejection today on the SPY of like 583s or even a little bit above, right, that trend continuation lower is possible. This move here is definitely possible. All right, so I have one eye out for that. I'm going to have to mark it out on my other chart as well. I want to be careful. If spiders fail to reclaim 82, it means they fail to go back into the range. It means this old gap becomes very, very probable to get filled. If we push up on the spiders and find failure, we are probably going to go and fill that gap. You can see the divergence because Qs look completely different. All right, Qs did not tap that 200-day. We did not fill this gap down here. We poked into the imbalance and found a bid. This looks very bullish on the Qs versus the spiders. So you have major divergence there. You are going to need to be aware of it. These are one of the few times where you see big divergence start to play out. Now, pre-market, what I'd say, we are already gapping up significantly on the spiders. We're going to open around 587, which is a full reclaim of that area. It's way above that area I just gave you, which was 82. So watching to see how we react. If we manage to sustain bids up there, if dips start to hold this morning, then I'm thinking they're probably going to get a bullish rotation higher. All right, let's go into the hourlies and go from there. Make sure you can all see this all right. All right, so this chart here, again, I'm not really paying too much attention to what went on yesterday. Not too much. My main attention is the Friday levels. This right here, right, is where we broke out of on Friday. That's your second leg. If they were going to fail, they need to be coming back down here. This is your trigger point. for an under on the short. So basically 21,050s, 21,060s. Failing to get under that, there's no short for lower prices, because now what we're starting to do is hold bids versus Monday's levels. Not a level I really want to look at, but versus Monday's levels, 150 basically. All the time we're absorbing bids into there, there's the chance of an upside move. This can build out a bullish consolidation range here, and this is possible. If we do that, we're going all the way upside. Failures under that, I will wait for backside under 21,050 for that failure lower. I'm not going to be guessing tops in here. You're asking to get cooked doing that, in my opinion, right now. So it's looking very, very bullish. We have swept key levels of liquidity here and started to balance out this big kill candle. All right, so I'd also say how we react into this old point of control, probably fairly key. 388s, probably fairly key. 388s all the way up to 500s. But if we get a little poke through here this morning and a big strong failure, you might see a bit of failure to the bottom of this range. At that point, it needs to decide if it's rotating or just picking up more longs. Why am I saying if or? Look left, what are we in? It's the same if or section. But this looks like a failed breakout at this point. This looks like left shoulder, head, right shoulder to absorb dips to go higher at this point. But you have to observe this here. It's been choppy the whole time we've been in it. Respect it. Respect it. All right. We're bullish right now for topside move. You must respect looking left. Zooming in slightly more into here. Let's just put a TPO on and take these off now. There. You can see, if anyone watched my video from the weekend, you can see where we walked price down from this day here. All right, I'd expect this day here is going to be key, this range here, because we walked price down, we failed, and now we're walking price back up. So if we keep absorbing versus, what's the edge of this range? 240s, 250s. If we keep absorbing versus that, even if we dip down and reclaim it, then you expect us to at least explore 480s. And then by the time we get there, remember, 1, 2, 3 stops. We never liquidated this stop on Wednesday last week. Dirty, dirty move. Might well come back for it. So this range here, 450s to 250s, key. Explore through that, we go upside. Let's go into lower time frame so you can just see what happened overnight and yesterday. So here is Friday's close, Sunday gap up, grind higher, peek through once, twice, failures, sweep the bottom side of this range. And we're in a big move this morning since, what, 1 a.m. All right, so the question is it going to be able to do this right now? This is what it's shaping up to do, this move here. Failures under Globex. We're watching this anchor VWAP very, very, very carefully. Let's go through the mag quickly together. How much time we got? We've got some time. We've got some time. I'm on the right channel for you all. Yeah. Okay, so mag. Let's have a look at Apple to start with. Gapping up. All right, you can see the old close. Gapping up. Why is this? There we go, it's better. Gapping up and above previous day highs. So again, same chance on Apple if it wants to go for this move. These levels here is where it's trying to attack. If it starts to reclaim these, we can go higher. So watching Apple into, well, it's got to get through 200 first, and then really 201.30s up to 202.73s if you want to set price alerts. Microsoft. Same story, gapping up above previous day highs. There's the gap, holding above previous day highs, building liquidity. Top side of this range would be next to violate. 457.60. Through that, you can peak up to 460. That would need a very bullish day to do that. Amazon, same story, gapping up, holding above old range, has stops here to try and run at 205.70s. Might as well call it 206 by the time you get up here, 206.50s. Same story across the board right now. Google gapping up as well. I don't like why this is not looking very bright. Let's see what we can do about this. Maybe just do a thicker line. There we go. Google gapping up, giving a bit back, but still above previous day highs. Meta, big old gap up there. 10-point gap up there. Meta, again, exploring the high side of that range. NVIDIA, remember, NVIDIA has earnings this week. This would be the big driver this week. I think it's on Wednesday. Gapping up, looking to explore the top side of this range up here. If it can hold, dips into 32s, it's got to move into 37s possible. Tesla, same story. Big gap up, shaking off that bad news this morning that Europe's starting to buy more Chinese cars and more hybrid cars that came out this morning, but it doesn't seem to care right now. It's holding very, very strong. Let's have a quick look at the VIX. Big gap down. Finding potential support in this area. So I'd say basically under 20s today. You can watch that old previous day low. 1980s, something like that. That you can see it's holding dips into there. If we start to rotate under there, it's got a bigger move down into this sort of old range here. If we keep finding dips here, it's got a gap fill potential to 22. That would cause a bearish rotation on the market. That is pretty much it. So gonna take it easy today. First day back of the week. We have some Fed talk today and some news at 10 o'clock, and then I think it's 10 past 10. I'm just going to check now where. See if I can get my financial juice up. There we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, consumer confidence coming at 10. I'm sure there's a House speaker at 10 past 10. It's not showing on financial juice, but I'm sure there is from what I remember. But yeah, so not looking to execute right at the open. I'm just going to let today settle down a little bit. Get my head back in the game after a 3-day weekend. Not looking to drive anything. Lower time frame looks bullish. High time frame looks a bit more indecision. Qs look stronger than the spiders today. But we'll see. I mean, I'm very aware that we had all these trap buyers up here before. You can see all this volume up here on an hourly. I'm very, very aware of all these trap buyers. Like, it's very, very tough to play rotations. As you know, I way prefer trending markets. Really, this should be a 2-leg over. So this peak above, if they come back down here, I'm thinking about short. If they come back down here and hold, I'm thinking about the long. If they break above here and hold, I'm thinking about the long. If they break above here and fail, I'm thinking about maybe a scalp counter trend short. That's probably the least favorite move of the session will be that. But let's see. Starting to get some stronger selling coming in here on volume this morning. In the last few minutes, you can see the volume starting to pick up into the open. Let's move this down to a 2-minute chart. And those who didn't know, who are interested, there are some sales that launched over the weekend. Apex is running a 90% sale, limited time. All right, so if you want to rotate into Apex and get your 20 accounts, now is the time to do it. It's very rare that they do these. Last year, I think they had 2 sales the whole year. This is their second sale of 90% this year. So there's a chance to do that if you're interested. Tradeify still has some sales. I think the 55% on advanced is finished, but 35% on all the other accounts is still going. All right, as we move into the open here in just a few seconds. Let's get it. And we will be watching this, seeing what we can get this morning. I'm going to need to put my glasses on. Morning, everyone in chat. I haven't got time to go through them all this morning. I'm so sorry. That crept up very quickly, that last few minutes. But yeah, that open coming. Liquidity above 280, non-existent right now. They just pulled all the orders on that big sell down. And let's see what we get here. remember, there's a big gap up from Friday. Big gap up from Friday. If they want to go and fill that level, they can go and fill that level. It would take us basically back to 21,000. If dips hold in front of that, it's fairly bullish, I would say. So we're already straight down into VWAP, finding a bid off VWAP. Is it going to print my New York Open like it should? This will be a new test for it, won't it? Or is this an old version? Oh no, on the reset it's done an old version. All right, I have to change that later. Right, nice bid off VWAP so far. I'm going to have to change this and do it manually. I didn't realize it's gone back to an old one. Right, hit. That's our New York Open. And let's just get an anchor in nice and early so we don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. All right, job done. Right, so let's see if dips are going to hold here. Then we have a potential bullish rotation back up to the top side of the range. I need to get my spiders all set. All right, we're just trading inside pre-market right now on the spiders. Same on the Qs. I want to see how much lower we go and if buyers come into the market. Like I said, I'm not in a rush this morning. Lower time frame is fairly bullish or has been fairly bullish overnight. There is gap fill potential and anchor VWAPs all the way down to 21,050, 21,000 even. I just felt like they'd almost like an overreaction to fluffy news for me overnight. SPY coming back to its 5-day moving average here. It's a big gap up. Finding bids there. Back to New York Open. Are they going to squeeze through New York Open and take us all the way back to towards the high now? Here's VWAP. Getting stuck there a little bit at VWAP so far. So drifted in through. I've got VWAP on NinjaTrader up here, so there's a slight discrepancy between the two. You do get this sometimes when you've had a day off. My VWAP on NinjaTrader is currently at like 63. All right, so basically by the New York Open, not down here. So slight discrepancy between them, probably because of the day off yesterday. Some probably calculate it differently. So remember, the bottom side of this Globex range would take you back down towards 150s. So watching to see if we go down there and how we react if we do go down there. Do we find bids there or are we going to stay heavy? Lots of buyers on this tape here at 230s. Strongest seller on the tape right now at 285. Again, just going to let this settle. No reason to rush into anything right now. Divergence in the tape here is ES trying to make a new low on the session. VIX trying to find a bit of a bid. Mag 7, I can give you a readout. Tesla 4% up, Nvidia 2% up, Meta 1.30% up, Google 1.30% up, Amazon 1.5% up, Microsoft 2.11% up, Apple 1.5% up. That's your readout on the mag. It is tricky. I'm like, I feel like the Owly just went that little bit too far, probably to scare shorts out on that 2-leg, and that having that yesterday's day off probably didn't help from a technical point of view. But let's just see. If we hadn't made this like extra drive up overnight, I would still be thinking there was a possible 2-leg pullback and a further deep down drive lower on a higher time frame based on leaving the gaps open. But a big reaction from SPY and ES on the 200-day moving average like we always talk about. But let's just see Not in a rush here. Coming in, back testing that high time frame algo right now. This is your high time frame algo. What anchor is this? This is not an anchor I'm interested in. Driving lower. Bears taking control here this morning. We're going back for those Globex lows by the look of it. Previous day high being tagged here on the ES again. These are fluffy levels because they're only from yesterday. Don't have a lot of volume at these yet. Momentum definitely bearish since the open. Filling some of that gap. This is London low here, 5-day moving average here. If we fail this, we probably fail down to 140s. If we fail that, we're probably going to rotate into 21,050. Lots of selling coming in here this morning. Do me a favor, if you're new in the stream, please hit that like and subscribe button. We'll get some trades here today. So far, bearish momentum taking over since the open. There's your sell signal. Starting to trade down, probably looking to explore. This is the edge of Globex, this orange. Here and here are key levels. Underneath that, we do have an anchored view up right here on the hourlies. I'm not sure why they're not converting over on the charts right now, but that's where they are. I'll keep them reading out. But I'm watching those levels here on the hourly. How do we act at this pivot? If we fail this, under here and stay heavy, move into here, under here, deeper move. If we find bids here, we probably trade back inside the range. So London just got taken. Asia low is down at 21,140s. ES trying to react to previous day high. I really just don't care too much about yesterday's levels. It's just such low volumes, just a half day. Not too interested in them. If it's going to find a bid here, you can see overnight, this is where we found that bid. Overnight for that drive up, like 1 a.m. midnight. This is where we found that bid for that drive up around this area. Momentum remains bearish until proves otherwise in the lower time frame. Wait to see if we get alignment. One of those days, folks. Like we said, we're back in that death chop from last week. So you can watch it to see if they're going to build out bear flag for a continuation down into here if you're looking to join that momentum lower. I'm very interested in a back test of VWAP in New York to see if they just blast straight back through it. If we've just come and protected these lows here where we broke out from. If we protect these, there's probably a move back up to here. If we don't protect those, that's when I'm more interested. Just in my mind right now, we're just in range. We're back into that old range, so it's going to require a huge amount of patience when we're back inside range. Just like last week. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day, just like last week. That poke up just got sold into there, and just interested in what they do around these areas now. Are they going to go for a deeper drive lower, or do they start holding these bids and start squeezing up back towards that New York Open, which is what it's starting to look like it wants to do? So potential long here triggering. I'd watch that New York Open and VWAP very, very closely. It wasn't bad, Tyson. I didn't do too much, if I'm honest. I hope you all had a good holiday. What did I do? I filmed a lot of content. I worked, basically. Filmed a lot of content most of the weekend for the new indicators. So I've got some videos on those, which are being edited. Caught up with an old friend who was in town. She was on tour. I hadn't seen her for like 6 years, so we caught up for lunch. She was DJing at a festival in California over the weekend. Had a friend over, hung out by the pool yesterday. It wasn't that hot. It was all right. Probably picked the worst day of the weekend to sit by the pool. That was it. I really didn't do a lot. Watched all of Clarkson's Farm. Well, every episode that they've released of the new series. How about you all? Did you get up to anything good? Hopefully you got off the charts. How many of you traded yesterday out of interest? How many of you traded yesterday? See these flow zones holding up for now. It's going to have to make a decision, this market, at some point. Miguel, we traded for a little bit. EH, no trades. Christy, no trades. Alan Bailey, no trades. Yeah, I don't blame any of you for not trading. Nice, JD. So stuck at flow zones, holding the higher time frame algo. Opening range will start in like 2.5 minutes. ES still beneath VWAP, NQ beneath the VWAP. It's pretty ugly out there right now. Pretty ugly range trading right now. Buyer just stepped on the bid here, 100 lot into 30s. Let's see, he's filled instantly. See if we start selling through him aggressively, which we are. Had a good training session yesterday, then took the kids to the water park. Super fun. Feel like I got beat up. All right, new lows are possibly trying to be made here on the NQ. ES holding much, much stronger now at this point. Oh, it'd be nice if we could just pick a direction on higher time frame soon. Oh, I'd love it if we didn't trade inside this chop for another how many days now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 day outside of it, 9th day outside of it, 10th day back in. I mean, terrible. Terrible. But let's see. ES trying to trade back up to VWAP right now to see if they find sellers there or not. SPY will need to reclaim 86s. It's trying, though. It's desperately trying to get up there, but it can't even get to VWAP at the moment. You'd imagine it's coming. Can't test it. Cannot get through it right now. On the SPY I'm talking about. They keep selling in front of it for now. VIX turning downside. See if it finds a bid here where it just had a morning drive up into its gap. Let's see if it finds a bid here or not. If it doesn't find a bid and it starts losing a bid, then maybe SPY gets a little squeeze. If VIX finds that bid and goes and retests its high of the morning, then Oh, I think the SPY is going to be in trouble, and that might cause some weakness in the Qs. Opening range coming here in a couple seconds. So we're right at the midpoint of the range here. Bang, bang in the middle of the opening range so far this morning. Opening range 91 points. Low zone's pointing downwards. Kind of feels like it wants to try and trigger a squeeze here, but like there's no trigger. We're still rejecting flow zones, VWAP and New York Open for now. Here goes ES into VWAP. These are going to be the key decisions. Like how does it act here? Has it got the strength to reclaim, or do they just sell it versus it? Banging on the underside. If you look at like QQQ and SPY, look at the sort of the gap up and then where we failed from pre-market. That's where you are right now. Yes, right on its VWAP at the moment. Some movers coming here. One way or another, it's going to have to pick a side soon. NQ tapping just underneath its VWAP, just underneath the New York Open. Still hasn't reclaimed it. So currently on the day, remember, traders who have traded since the New York Open are red. Just think about that. Traders from the New York Open, currently red. Until we reclaim that, then anyone who took a trade at the open print, will go green. So here's the attempt for VWAP and New York Open again. If we drive through this with volume, there's a good chance we go and rotate towards the opening range high. Here's the New York Open. Potential squeeze here if they get going. Not much on the book. Room to 280, I think, if they can get going here. ES rejecting its VWAP, sort of doing the dance there at the moment. They're going to make this very, very tricky as always. Not going to make this easy for any traders, but if we can explore, get through 280, we should really just go 280 is the top side of the orb. If we do that, then we should just explore back up to the Globex highs. All depends what juice it's got. You will need ES to sustain a bid over this VWAP. You don't want it to do that over-under dance too much. Nice, here we go. So this is the squeeze. It needs to get through 280s, break out of the opening range, and we go back to the upside, top of Globex. Looking good here, folks. Come on. I'm going to take a partial off at the opening range if I can get up there. Come on, almost there. Almost there. Go on, market, and be nice to us this morning. Oh, missed me by a tick or two for that fill at the top. Still think we've got some legs here. Opening range coming up. And if we can get through that, there is a seller at 85. If we get through that, we probably just go and explore all the way up here. So if we can get through this opening range, I'll be looking for the next level into 316 and then 360s. You should be partial off into this opening range just in case they reject it here. See money, take money. When we're in range, I got to be a little bit more, take some profits a little bit more aggressively. Watching the spiders trade into the underside of where we broke down from, that 586 we talked about. Nice, Ramus, very nice. Yeah, once we set that squeeze, it was good. If they can't get through this opening range, you got to be careful, all right? It's nothing wrong with locking in some profits. Remember, we're trading inside, back inside the range, back inside the old weekly range. You have to respect it. See money, take money, hold runners. but we're not in a trend environment, not yet, not on a daily and things like that. So you have to take the money when it's there and then hold your runners. I went over it, I can't remember, over the weekend. I posted a video basically on this exactly where we are in the charts and why it gets tough and when breakouts are there and when they're not. If you haven't watched it, it's worth watching. Okay, does it build a new flag here versus the New York Open and VWAP, or is this just a peak up towards the top side of the range and failure? ES is failing its VWAP already. All right, so I've already locked in my profits here. Can always re-add if it starts to firm up. But what I don't want to do is give back that whole move and all the way back down to 200s, because I'd be very upset if that happened and I hadn't locked it in. There's some absorption here. You've got 10 minutes left until the new hourly candle. We're sat right at point of control from the overnight session. But we did protect that low we talked about. We talked about this level here. If we protect this level here was key. If we protect this, this might open up later in the day. We can get back up and above these. So tapping into the orb here. Still got that seller at 85. He's still not been taken out yet. That last pullback with that long wick held nicely on ES. It's just, can it expand the top side of the range now or not? Still think there is a move up here. If it can hold here and start expanding the orb, there's a move up into sort of 315s. And then through there, a bigger move all the way up to 341. So watching this now. VIX starting to break down. It's not made lows since the overnight, but I'm going to watch it into 20s. If it starts letting go of 20s on the VIX, I'd have a bit more conviction. It's going to wait. Let this build out now for the next move. If it fails, it fails. Like, you should have already locked most your profits in, maybe all of them in, as we explored into that opening range high. Remember, we got just shy of the opening range high. This is your morning drive in the NQ before failing. We've recovered it. If we get through this, we should run stops to get through 15s. If we can't get through it, then that's telling you something. ES again, back to VWAP. It might just do this VWAP dance for a bit. Might go back into choppy action for the day. Yeah, thank you, DK. DK, do you have a Fed speaker at 10 past 10? I'm sure I had a Fed speaker at 10 past 10, but I can't see it on Financial Juice or anything. Do they build out this inverse right shoulder here to go higher, or is it just going to collapse? ES starting to hold VWAP, starting to look a little bit better if dips are going to start to hold on ES. But the only thing that would worry me is the spiders. Wallace speaking. Thank you, Alan. I knew there was someone. I couldn't find it anywhere. 10 past 10. Thank you. There is a Fed speaker. What I would say is SPY keeps rejecting those 86s. Remember, we talked about that pre-market 86s. Keeps rejecting it there on a SPY. If it can't reclaim that, then those pre-market buyers up there are trapped. Back to the New York Open we go. We hold VWAP up in New York Open here. Maybe they build a flag, but not super confident in it yet. Need to see VIX break down and ES start to get going. Needs things start to hold. That's better though, what I'm seeing now. Needs to drive and just break out of the orb though. Has to drive up and break out of the orb. Cannot keep doing this dance over and over again. You want this flag to start to play out here. Don't want to see constant rejection in front of 85. Want them to just let it through and have a bit of a face ripper up there. Looking good now. In this again. Come on. Up you go, son. Up you go, buddy. There we go. Thank you very much. There we go. So peeling some off there. How far up can we get now? Got to pay yourself some here as we just violated the orb. Next stop, remember, we're looking for 315s. We do have an old high up there. Old weekly openers up there as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, so buyers have stepped back in on the tape here at 75. So if dips keep holding here, I think there's a drive higher possible. Beautiful. Beautiful. What are we going to do now? How long we got left? Wait for this hourly bar, really, for any new ads. I really think we've got a shot at getting up over 350s now. We've got to wait for this hourly bar and consumer confidence to get out of the way. We've got a shot, though. We've got a shot of getting up towards those 350s, I think. Opening range still holding for now. Come on, I want explosive move because then the flow zones will catch up a bit quicker and can offer some sort of support to go and target liquidity higher. Oh. Do my rehab. Forgot to do it this morning on the floor. Sorry, it looked like an idiot, but I have to do it. Loosen up top side of my spine. Come on, market. Still building on top of your opening range. I still think there is move up here for 315s and then 350s. It's just, has it got the juice to do it into the new hour? 2 minutes left, folks, until we get into that new hour. It's looking good, though. It's holding the opening range. It's trying to set a bull flag to go higher right here. So if you've still got a runner, you can probably still hold it. Make sure your stop is in the money, though. Do not get caught on a flush on this news if they want to be horrible. $3.15 is definitely key. Even on an hourly, you can see that consolidation that we went sideways on the hourly. This is where we're rejecting for now. If we reclaim this and explore that, we go higher. If we keep rejecting this, it's going to be tight and tough. So new hourly bar and newsprint coming here in 40 seconds. The book is starting to clear out, folks. All right, so liquidity is starting to leave the book here for this newsprint. It's not a huge newsprint. It's not red folder, but the book's still clearing out. So you got that seller at 300 and then not much else. Not much under. There's a little bid. He's pulled most of his orders, but he's left a little bit of his bid on at 275. Most of the orders have cleared. All right, so liquidity is going to be thin, just in case, I guess, that the confidence is wildly away from what the expectation is. They've just pulled it. There we go. There is your newsprint, and can we go upside now? So there's the 315s. Well, we're just short of it, actually. 311s. I think there's a good chance we can go upside here. There's the 315s. All right, so lock in more, please, if you're in this long, like I said. There's your 315s tagged. The next stop is sort of 350s. Please, 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 please be proactive. All right, please be proactive. Your runners should be paying you right now. You should have been locking some in at 84s, 315s, runner for 350 and above. One guy left, trying to get him up towards sort of 360 if I can. If I can. Go on, market. Do us a favor. Make my life easy. Just do it in one swipe so I don't have to sit here. You can do it. Come on, market. Beautiful. Come on. Go, 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 go. Just need like 20, 30 points more. Just go. You can do that in one candle. Stop faffing about. ES tagging, it's is that low time frame algo? ES tagging low time frame algo there. A little bit of a sell on low time frame algo. I'm still looking for a rotation to 350, 360. On the runner. Can the runner go? We want to get up here. Is this fun? All right, we want to come and liquidate all these players. Right, here's your move this morning. We didn't really build out here, but if we hold this, we're looking for that liquidation up into there. That's where we're trying to get to. Go, go, go. You can do it. Starting to stall out a bit here. I really think this can do it. I really think this can do it. It's not asking a lot. I didn't even check the newsprint. I should probably have a look at that. Let's have a little quick look. Conference board. Inflation expectations eased to 6.4 versus 7. That's good. Consumer confidence actual 98 versus 87. That's a very good print. That's such a good print. I'm not sure I believe it. I'm not sure I believe that. That sounds like the book's being cooked to me. Yes, we're 98 at 98 out of 100%. We have great confidence. Absolutely. That is a wild print given the turbulent market we're in. But hey, all right, here are 30s. It's stalling out a bit here. Remember, we had a big Newswick here. If it wants to pull back, it can. But we're just trying to hold runners to get to 350, 360. Yeah, it's starting to go now. Let's go. Come on, baby. Make our life easy. At least to 350s. Lots of stops. 351, 352. And if we liquidate those, we should get to 360, really. You can do it. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Stop hesitating. It's really not that hard. Come on. There's 40s. Come on, just do 20 more points. Really not asking a lot, is it? 20 more points. It's all I'm asking you to do. There's 40s. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Hesitation, hesitation, hesitation. It's not that hard, market. It really isn't that hard to get up there. There's even liquidity being added now. 50, 55, and 60. Seller up there, which is what you want to see. It's actually what I want to see, is them putting stuff up there for the market to aim towards. Possibly it needs to pull back and come and back test sort of 313, 300s. Hopefully not, but possibly it needs to do that. Remember, we're pretty steep up here. That's why it should be runners only. Come on, market. Phenom, exactly what I was thinking. What about probably cooking the books for that print? Yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy. It's like going back a year or two when they used to cook the jobs numbers every 4 weeks and then come out a week later being like, oh yeah, we've revised those numbers. They were wrong. We've hit our target, made all our money, and now we'll give you the true print. All right, you're starting to see a bit of rejection up here in front of 50. All right, it's a bit annoying. It is what it is. You should have locked most your money in, right? We're still just in a range. If it needs to go sideways for a bit before exploring upside, it can do that. I still think the target remains the same. It's just like if it needs to go sideways. Remember, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 hours of rejection up here. This is the 5th time exploring this side of this range. I think it should go and take all that liquidity up there. But what I think it should do and what it does do not have to line up. And they definitely don't have to line up in one move, right? Remember, we're straight upside right now. All right, we were long down in these. And remember, once we reclaim view up, some here, partial off, runners for the moves into here. If it needs to rebuild back down into here, it can totally do so. If it fails back down into here, I'd be very, very cautious about any more longs. I'll give you a readout. Tesla 5% up, Nvidia 2.61% up, Meta 1.73% up, Google 2.23% up, Amazon 1.64% up, Microsoft 1.66% up, Apple 1.63% up. All of the market green. Oh. Still look good. It's just whether they need to do a pullback first before squeezing everyone out. Look at the VIX. As soon as VIX failed the 20s, it became easier. We're underneath previous day low now. Now trading at 1973. So rejected 21s. Very nice. If we can keep drifting downside, we can come all the way. I'd say there's a little bit of a pivot at 1930. I'm just going to mark some of these in. 19s, 1930s. If we fail that, you can rotate back down to 17s. That would be very bullish for the market. If we get into those mid to low teens, very, very bullish for the market. All right, here we go. Another attempt at 50s and 60s. Still holding this. Come on. It really ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. This would give us a very nice winner considering the market conditions we're playing. Let's go. 46s. Let's go rip 51s and 52s to get to 60s. We're looking good. Poking into supply here, but I think we can chomp through it. I think there's a good chance for this market to get going. And if we get through that, then looking left, we've got a great shot. An old point of control is at sort of 87s. All right, so if I'm looking at the hourly, if we can get through these stops here, we can come and reprice. God, if this Ninja trading view is going to work. Come and test this level here, 84s. I'd be very, very careful here. And if we squeeze through that, we keep going. Here we go. Let's go, market. So 50s tagged. Can we get to 60s and above? Can we get to 60s and above? Let's go, baby. What a beautiful trade. Looking good. Looking very squeezy here. VIX, new low of day. Let's go and get 60s. Come on, market. Let's go and get 60s. Let's just do a ripper of a candle. Moonshot, boner candle, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Elephant candle, engulfing candle. I don't care. Just give me one big, massive candle upside. Rip everyone out of it, and I will be done for the day at that point. Come on, market. Don't hesitate up there. Don't tease me like that. You can do 60s. We're looking for 60. Yeah, what's the actual high there? 59.75. I want 60s. You got to do at least a tick through it to clean them out. '60s, 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 '60s. If I keep saying it, maybe it would do it. '60s, '60s. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. We're almost there, folks. 5 points away. Why is it so hard to get 5 points in NQ today? We've got a seller at here, 55, and a seller at 60. We should be able to do this. We should be able to do this. You can do it. You can do it. Let's go, baby. We want exactly what Tyson said. I don't want pullbacks now. We're in squeeze mode. We don't want to give any more pullbacks. We just want to hurt people. Let's just rip. Come on. Go. They got to keep absorbing 50s. I don't want to see the buyers let it go underneath 50s. What's that last week? Wick 47s. They got to hold these levels. Otherwise, I'm just going to get out on the runner because I don't want to be too greedy. But I still think we're going to do it. Just do not want to be too greedy here. This is getting very, very steep. I want to be careful if they leave some. I want to be careful if they don't take it and they need to do one of these first. But this is looking good. Okay. We're looking good. We're looking good. We're looking good. We're looking good. Come on. Come on. There's 55. It's really not that hard. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, baby. I love it. All right. So what I've done now is moved my stop up to 60. All right. So if it drops back below that, I'm out. But just in case it wants to keep going, I've got my stop right there. So it might come and take me out right now. It's very close to taking me out right now. There we go. I'm out. He's back, baby. He's back. Let's go. Let's go. All you have to do was wait for them to protect the low. Wait for the trend shift. This was... first reason I was saying if we reclaim VWAP up and then reclaim New York, there's your buy signal and we're gone. Money's made, low-hanging fruit's gone, easy money's gone, stress-free day now. Job done. You're either playing with house money or you're just walking away. Oh my God, if this is going to go mental without me, maybe. Let's go, baby. Exactly. Everyone in chat, drop me those W's. There should be a ton of W's in chat. We laid that out. We laid that out. Nice rotation. What I would say is ES has still got a way to go, folks. All right. So if ES wants to join the party, it will make your life very nice if you're still in this. Very, very, very nice. This looks good. Love it. Look at all of you making money. Raphael, $2,500 made. Easy trade, Alex. Lovely work, my friend. Boom. Tyson definitely making good money there. Brad making money there. Aga making some money. Jeff with the win. Paul with the win. Leron with the win. Lindell with the win. I almost said Nightbot with the win. Nightbot doesn't do anything other than moan, does it? Frank Brito says, dude, so happy I found your page again. Thank you. You're welcome. Steve C with the money. Jesse M. Dre the Trader. Minix. Array. Russell. Miguel. Don Trades Gold. Bro, you haven't lost your entertainer in you. Amazing presentation. Kudos. So thank you, my friend. Nick with the win. Ramus with the win. Ash with the win. Happy days, folks. You see, once we make that easy money, at this point, I'm like, okay, well, our job was basically to get from VWAP, Orb, up here. This is easy money. Now, if it wants to keep going higher, that's fine. If you are long down here and you want to keep holding for whatever reason, that's fine. But the main job was to take these participants out, right? We've done, that's our main job. If we look left, keep going left, we've liquidated everyone. The only thing left now is this kill candle, right? This is a big H1, H4 candle. If we think about, am I on the right? Let's just go up, sorry. This candle here basically is a big H1, H4 candle. If we think about this, this is what it looks like, right? So now we're through these, we're repricing some of this candle. We have supply up here. But what I would say is we've come deep enough that it has two options right now. If we go back to the higher time frame charts, momentum right now, you off? All right, love you. Momentum right now is upside, all right? That is a failed breakdown. It had the chance to stay heavy versus this to go lower. It didn't do it. There's a reclaim. This now is making what? Higher low, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, new higher high. Momentum's bullish. The problem, and the only problem I have right now, I'm biased long side right now based on the failed breakout, but I know how many trap buyers are up here. All right, we talked about it. Was it Monday last week? Monday last week, the most retail bought the stock market than ever before in history. They're all trapped up there. So it really depends if they let them out of the hole. All right, if these guys have been able to hold and we let them out the hole and we do this, wow, we're going upside. We do that, we're going upside. If this is a really dirty move, then this is a very deep drive in to reprice some of this and we get failure. Remember, the old point of control was 85s. Old point of control was 385s. What have we hit so far? I don't think we've come up that far. Maybe we have. No, not yet. Not yet. So how we react into that old POC, I think, will be key, because that's really where we started breaking down from Tuesday, Wednesday last week. This looks so squeezy right now. So squeezy. ES is about to go and run all its liquidity as well. There is a chance for a new trade here if it's going to hold versus those 350s. If it's going to hold versus 350s, there might be a new trade here for a new squeeze up. If you look at ES, if it's going to do the same move we've just done, oh, it's off to the races. It is off to the races here. I'm actually tempted to get a little bit in here, but I don't want to chase. Do not want to chase. But yeah, if you have a look at ES right now, you'll see what I mean. That's Ninja Trader. I need to get on here. All right, ES still got a way to go. Remember, we've already cleared out all these participants in NQ. So ES has this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy just got liquidated, this guy here. I talk about them like they're one person. They're not. But ES's job right now is to get all the way up to 912. If ES is going to do that, right, think about how we're using liquidity right now. If ES is going to do that, or even if it builds liquidity up here, then NQ probably follows and we go on an absolute face ripper today and those shorts get hurt. NQM, sorry about that, folks. Get the drawings back. There we go. All right, so what we can do now is think about this as potentially bullish structure. Right, potentially bullish structure. It was supply, those were sellers. They will now become buyers, which is why that last pullback held into that area. As long as we hold this, there is potential for trend continuation. What's the biggest problem with the buy up here now? It's your location. Best buy location from a technical point of view, was down here. Not that anyone would have taken that. You would have been a psycho. But from here and here, we're now extended, right? We're 100 points higher. That was a 100-point move we just got together. Buy location up here, nowhere near as good. But if it does something like this and traps in more short sellers and reclaims and builds liquidity, buy location can be good. If it just keeps squeezing, you're either in a runner or you're not. You're either in a runner or you're not. Richard W with micros. Hey, it's absolutely fine. It's great work. Tyson with the W. Andrew with the W. Lovely work, chat. And look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. Where did I say it would want to backtest? It would come into 1930s. Failure of that, we can go to 17s. We're approaching 1930s right now. It's so much easier when the VIX plays ball. The VIX on here is not going to look like I have it on my chart here for whatever reason. But you can see, let's do to a 5-minute. All right, we're coming and backtesting this area. We failed, we backtest this area. If we fail, we backtest this area. This here was beautiful for the VIX. So bear flag, gap down, bear flag, failing 21s, bang. This is trigger long in the rest of the market. Market's starting to squeeze now. You look good here. If you're still holding a runner here, you look good. I would just move your runner up, your stop up to sort of 350s or something. Don't let it drop back below that. You're better off to get stopped out. If you're in this from here and you've got to stop there, you're better off to get stopped out and re-add than risk sitting through one of these. I can tell you now, there's a strong chance I don't take another trade for today. That's exactly how I want to start my week. What just happened right there is exactly how I wanted to start my week. Get off to a good start, build the confidence. I always feel like I'm out the pocket when I come back. I don't know if any of you feel like that. When you've had like time away for a long weekend, I always feel like I'm a little bit out the pocket, and I hate being out the pocket. Like not fully in sync with the market, but feels good. Market moving nicely. So lock in the gains. Hang with you all. Exactly, DK. You're green. You're not giving back as a short week. That's exactly it. We've knocked off another day today green. There's no way I'm going green to red today. So another day knocked off. And now we just say to ourselves, okay, well, we've got 3 days left. Let's make some money for the next 3 days. We're off to a good start. ES wants to go. You can see ES desperate just to rip upside right now. So having a look at the liquidity on the book, there's buyers at 350, 360, 365. There's a seller at 380, 390. And not much above that. There is one at 400 and just above. There's a tiny lot up at 500, but really not a lot. I'd say basically the last low-hanging fruit is once ES takes these levels above, if it can do it. Same for SPY. If you're trading the SPY right now, we reclaimed the 86s. You can see once we reclaim the 86s, we're now trading into 88s. Your pre-market high is basically 88.40s. You take that out, you're in a squeeze continuation play. You fail that, then we're in a range because you're still rejecting pre-market high. But I would think the spiders will take out that pre-market high. It just depends, do they need a pullback first? Because on a 5-minute chart, we've basically gone straight up. We've had a morning flush, been absorbed off the 5-day moving average, and we've gone straight up. If you're looking at the ETFs, the relationship with the 5-day moving average, we've absorbed off the 5-day moving average. like sort of let that sink in for those who have done the course. Think about what we've done, especially on the spiders. We've gone extension over the last few days or weeks. We've pulled all the way back, 5-day, 20-day, 200-day, bounce, reclaim, 200-day, 20-day, 5-day, now acting as support. Showing good strength in an ability to do that. Normally, you would hang around sideways on those levels for a bit longer, so we'll see. Remember, if this wants to come and back check all the way down here and here, it can. This is a big move up this morning. It can easily come back to here, very easily come back to here and remain bullish. Just remember that. But the low hanging fruit was here and we've taken it. Oh, see, once we got to 60, it's like we've just slowed right down. We've gone 10 points above it and slowed right down. That's the difference with understanding the low-hanging fruits, folks. It will need to build liquidity here or below in order to go higher, which is why it's gone sideways for a few minutes. Has to trap more in before it does that next leg. Now it's looking like it's going to start exploring. Beautiful. How far up can we go? We're watching ES. You can set price alerts on ES for basically 9.10s and then 9.13 is the very top side, I think. 9.10s and 9.13s. Fib levels on which swing point are you looking at, or what time frame? I mean, the fibs are basically, I would have done a fib this morning from the low to the high of this range, and we probably got a 61% pullback. So if we went from here, come on, Mr. Fib, there we go. We go from this low to this, the pullback was into the golden pocket. Yeah, so we protected, where's my drawing? We protected these lows like we talked about, and this pullback was into the golden pocket. So fib traders came in here, right? So if we're going to go all the way to the highs now, we would have to do a much higher time frame look. Like, let's go for a 4 hour. Let's just take this off for a second because it's a bit messy otherwise. And we could fib from top side of this range to here. All right, we're in golden pocket the other way, but momentum's very, very strong at this point. I would expect we're just going to go and start to get through these. If we take out top side of this range, you've then got these as your potential extensions, which funnily enough line up pretty good, don't they? All right, these start to line up pretty good. If we start exploring through the 500s, your 161s, you're coming, and your measured move of this is coming right into here. If we're going to think about this whole range for this year, right, we're starting to chomp through. We're starting to build liquidity up here. That's starting to be very bullish. You would have wanted to see like a fairly big reaction from golden zone. If you're thinking about lower prices, you would think that this reaction would be bigger. We're not really seeing it. We are not really seeing it. So I'd feel more confident that we're going to get up here, unless we get a news driver that changes all that. All right, if we get a news driver that changes all that, things change. For example, 90-day pause finishes and no deal done. All right, what we saw this morning was, I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Besant, but someone coming out saying some of the tariff deals are looking like they're going to be better than 10%. All right, better than 10%. So That's the market loved that. It moved up off that. And we also gave another extension on the European tariffs. Off subject, Alex, were you in England in 2012-ish? In the morning, there was a DJ that played a song, Wake Yourself, for some reason. I have that song in my head. Wake Yourself. I was in the UK. I can't remember Wake Yourself. In the morning, there was a DJ. On what radio station? Trying to think what were the hits back then. That's like rudimental time. All right, still building liquidity versus those sort of 350s. There's still a chance for this to go higher if it wants. So having to keep reaching forward here from my iPad. Come on, folks. 137 of you watching. Lots of you made money with me this morning. Only 58 of you have hit that like button. Come on, team. Do me a favor. I'm here for free. It costs you absolutely nothing. If you can help me grow my community, I'd really appreciate it. Smack that like button. Let's get it up to 100. I have got some good news. I have got some free accounts from Apex to give out. What I'm going to do is wait till the 90% sale is over, because it is absolutely pointless giving you free accounts when you can spend $10 right now and get an account. So once that 90% sale is over, we're going to start doing some regular giveaways. I've followed up with Brett again. That guy is impossible to get hold of, because I want to get some TraderFi accounts and some Take Profit accounts to give away as well. But we will start doing account giveaways every week, at least once a week. We're going to start doing account giveaways. Finally, these prop firms starting to respect our channel now and start giving back to you guys, which is awesome, which is all I ever wanted. The amount of time, like Apex were really good about it, but the amount of times I've emailed some of the others with no reply. I'm inundated with props trying to get me to promote them at the moment, but I will not do it. There's only 3 that I'm interested in really pushing, and for me they're the top 3 in the market by miles. I know there's lots of people upset by Apex apparently like banning people and denying people. I didn't get a ban letter. I took, as those in my Discord have seen, some considerable money. Even though on a slow month, I've taken considerable money from Apex over the last 4 weeks, so they're still in my top 3. Okay, initial balance now set, folks. We're an hour into the day. Your 380s are your IB. This purple line here, which is starting to show up. A little bit hard to see right now because it's so small. That's your IB. I think we've got a chance to expand if the ES is going to go and run all of its stops. So yeah, we'll wait for some of those sales to get out of the way. There is a seller about 100 lot, just above 400 now. He's just stepped on the book, so you know. So maybe we can get up to him. That would be nice if we could. But we're very extended here. I'm not looking to initiate a new buy position here. They're going to have to sweep some of this liquidity out. Remember, we're very, very straight up right now. This is your move. Oh my gosh, this is the move straight. Oh my gosh, come on, TradingView. This is the move. You're going to let me do it this time? Yay! There we go. That's your move. So here's your IB all the way down here. Here's your higher day. A flag would normally be built around the 3s, all right? A 50% pullback will take you back to opening range. A deeper pullback would take you back inside. I would not want to see this market get down here for a continuation. I would want it to protect at least 50. Ideally, it protects these sort of levels here, 315s. This lines up kind of good. If it pulls back to here, finds a bid, something like this, I think it looks very good for an afternoon continuation. If it pulls back to here and holds, it's the same. It looks good for a continuation. A pullback under here, for me, no more longs at that point. I think momentum shifted and you probably get backside of the move and choppy action. In my mind, anyway, that's what I'm thinking in my mind. Still holding flow zones, though. Still looks pretty good for now. Probably wants to get to 400 if it can. It's gonna. A lot of it's gonna depend on ES. I'd actually like to see a pullback now. Run out some of the late bulls who've joined the market late. Encourage some shorts to get involved. Remember, we can only move up if one side's trapped. So we need shorts trapped in this if we're going to move higher, don't we? How do we do that? We give them something, a little sniff. We give them a little sniff to chase a top, and then we do that. And then their stops go here. They start adding and adding and adding and adding, pull back again, and then we go, see ya, one set of stops, two set of stops, you're our move to go higher. That would be an ideal kind of scenario. We don't like buying high unless we got someone trapped. Oi! Almost there, folks. We need 13 more likes on the stream. Would be very, very much appreciated. Let's get it up to 100 each and every day. If you can start sharing this stream with your friends, help me grow it. I can give back more and more. The quicker and the bigger this stream gets, the more I can give back to the community. Beyond just giving you free education and trying to call out what I'm seeing. All right, so here's the start of some liquidation on these bulls who are late. This is what you want to see. This is healthy. This is what you need to see this market do. Nice big pullback. Find some bids, trap in some shorts, and we can go higher. Morning, Greg. Yeah, we're all green on stream as well. Well, everyone should be, unless they were trying to fade me. They should all be green on the stream. Here's your opening range. Here's Globex. Remember, we're starting to get into some interesting levels. I think we can afford to pull back deeper, all the way to 315 if it really wants to. I don't know whether it wants to do that, but it's there for it if it really does want to do that. If it can hold 350, it's very, very good, very strong. But if we're going to go deeper, we're watching the deep pullback flow zones, maybe previous day high even for a back test. I mean, quick look. Tesla just under 5% up. Nvidia 2.83% up. Meta 1.60. Google 2.5%. Amazon 1.86. Microsoft 1.61. And Apple 1.5% up. Everything looking good, holding its gains pretty well, I would say. Most things holding their gains pretty well. Morning, Aintas. Looks like it wants to go, doesn't it? Looks like that pullback was it, which is crazy. I'd want a much deeper pullback first. Trap some more bears in. Globex holding so far. That, what is it, 50s, 60s? I don't even know what it is. Da-da-da. Morning, small caps trader. No, Tyson, I thought you were up good. Forget passing evals. You got to not today. As in, you didn't blow up today. You didn't blow the eval today. You're being smart. Is that what you're telling me? Hopefully, that's what you're telling me. Yeah, you don't need to. It's one of like the biggest things traders get wrong. They get up and then they try and force for a pass that same day. Don't even worry about it. Just, if the setup's there that same day, great. If it's not, it's not. I don't think Tyson blew it. I think he's saying it's what he used to do. Said, I want to pass this eval. Also me, I just blew it. ... Not today. I'm out. Yeah, I'm being smart, noticing my head trying to get done. There you go. I love it. You're seeing the triggers in your own head. That's all that matters. So you're avoiding past mistakes. Yeah, just trade the charts. If there's no setup there, there's no setup there for you. All right, so we're exploring the top side of this initial balance. If we start breaking out here, there's a possible squeeze in this market for a move higher because ES still has some liquidity. Yeah, just try and ignore the amount that you need to pass it. It's totally irrelevant, right? All that matters is whether there's a setup there for you or not. It's literally all that matters. Nothing else matters. That's all you need to do. If there's a setup there, you take the setup. If there's no setup there, you don't take the setup. Ignore the money. Ignore all of that. Nice work, Tyson. Good work. Not even getting green. Great work noticing where your brain was going. Great work. Yeah, nice, Aga. We've had the layup. You had the layup set up already today, so nothing wrong with one and done. Smash it, make your money, come back. Remember, 1% better each day, folks. That's all you need to do. Just try and work on getting 1% better each day. SPY still not through. It's pre-market high. Still doing that dance here. We're still underneath the initial balance. I wouldn't mind like a little dive down and a straight absorption up. That would be kind of cool if I was going to think about taking anything else. I've only taken that one trade today. It's all we've had so far. Or it's all I've had anyway. If we get through IB, we can have a trend day. If we can't get, or we can also get through and fail and have a initial balance rotation day. If we can't get through it, well, then you know what's going to happen. We're going to get rotation. That's it. It's going to have to do one of them. Eight more likes, folks. All we need is 8 more likes. Come on, team. Come on. I wouldn't mind like a drive down. I'm going to use the bathroom, get a coffee, come back. Hopefully, then it's set the trap. Hopefully. All right, still building here. Yes, looks like it wants to go. This market looks like it wants to go. It's still building. Still a chance to go and test those that old point of control at 380, I think. Yes, trying to do that breakout of the initial balance now. Squeezing looks good. Can the NQ follow? Should be following here. Should get a break coming here on the NQ if ES sustains this bid above the initial balance. NQ not participating yet. Remember, NQ did take the low-hanging fruit already. But if we're going to get follow through, you'd need ES to keep going and NQ to follow. You don't want to see divergence here versus the initial balance high, which is what you're sort of seeing. Definitely wiggly at the top, yeah. Look at ES. Just peeked through the IB and came straight back down. You need to see it find a bid here to drive higher to take out all that resting liquidity above for NQ to get continuation. The hardest thing if you're trading NQ now is we've had the move. We've done the move that ES is trying to do. So really it's just if we can get an auction higher. Yeah. Sellers are on the book at 390 and 400, which is what we want to see. I want to see them sellers on the book there. I want them to be the magnet. And they're big sellers as well. 200 lot and 400 lot. It's just like, can it sustain it? Aga, we're in an uptrend today and we only expect pullback to IB. We're not above the IB yet. So we're in an uptrend. We either have a failed auction, which would take us back to the VWAP, which for some reason has come off the screen, the anchor. Where's the New York Open print? This one, this one. All right, so either we get this move back to this VWAP or we get an auction, which would be above the initial balance high for a continuation. These are the only two plays, failed auction and auction. That's what you're setting up. Failed auction back to here, auction above there. That's what's setting up right now. My bias is up right now, but your location is not ideal, is it? But my bias is still upside. Still think this is building liquidity to go upside right now. There's a move coming here. ES has sustained its bid. Here you go. Here you go. ES was the clue. It sustained its bid. Looking great here. How high can we go now? Can we get up to 500s? That would be amazing. To 400s. Here's 380s. 390s lifted their offer, moved to 395. They're playing games up here. So they want to get filled at 395 and 400. They've already lifted. All right. So we came up to tap them. They lifted. They pulled it higher. They're using it as a magnet to go higher right now. I'm not scared of these sellers. I want to use them as a magnet. Want to use them as a magnet if we can. And you need to watch that ES. It's got to sustain bids. It's the hardest thing with NQ versus ES. There's just a lack of targets. Yeah, Lyndall, absolutely. I was reading over the weekend. I think it was on... I'll have to get it up because I want to make sure I'm right. Someone sold a ton of puts for NVIDIA, which is basically like buying calls. So we'll see. I don't play earnings, but it will absolutely matter, especially for the Qs. What are we doing, market? ES back to IB, leaving two big wick highs there. It's still got unfinished business. The only liquidity left now is at 1250 on the ES. Let me just mark this out. Swept everyone else out. Did a lot of damage up there, but left some. Left some up at 1250. Look at VIX going sideways in front of 1930. Delta's still been really good all morning. You just got to think, like, have they built enough shorts in? Do they need like a big sort of dump first? Back to IB again. ES finding a bid on its, well, in front of IB actually again. Sorry, folks. Some fire brigade. Think it's appropriate to do that every morning, apparently. Can't imagine there's that many people on the road yet. Market non-stop. I don't know. I think we had a decent morning drive, and really we've just settled down a bit since. We're just sort of balancing out here, and the question is, does it build enough shorts in for that one more drive up, or does it fail the auction to go higher? Got to be careful here if they start to roll. I'd say this level was possible. If they start to get under here, this is possible. This kind of move here for the rest of the day. Under here, be very, very cautious. You're starting to see this sort of get stuck up here at the initial balance high. ES still has one level left to sweep, which it hasn't taken. It might just leave it. One of those sellers left the tape, so they're all now stacked at 400. Might not get there. We might get that sweep underneath 50s before it does anything else. I would prefer if it does. I don't really, not interested in joining up here if we're going to go higher. And I don't really want to play the IB rejection to VWAP, although it's very, very possible they do it. I'd prefer that IB rejection to VWAP if ES had failed after taking that liquidity at, what was it, 5,912.50 or whatever it is. Oh, I cannot get comfortable in my back, man. Starting to see deeper now, which is good. Deeper the better. Still holding Globex. Looking for that inverse head to be created ideally. And if they stay heavy versus that, then I won't be looking for longs anymore. But I still think there's long opportunities here in this market. So now liquidating those bulls at last wick here. It's what you want to see. See some bids start to show up soon. The market look very thin here. Very, very thin. No bids on this tape right now. Are we going to get a full rotation? That's the question. 52s here. Still no one on this tape yet. They don't hold this. I think we probably go for... Why does it keep deleting it? There's VWAP. I'm going to do this light blue. So we're into RBS. You'd expect this level, and I guess we can do a little one here. There's a bit more confluence down here right now. All right, so this is where we broke out from. If it pulls back and holds that, that's your average price of participants from the New York session. But it can also hold here. We have a little volume node where we are right now. You're fully out. What were you in, Aintas? Didn't even know you were in. Or you were in the long from this morning with us? Haven't been in anything since. So on a 1 minute, we're still holding the deep pullback flow zones. We're starting to liquidate these participants. What we want to see is maybe here. Maybe it doesn't go that deep, but something that does this. It's at that point I'd consider a long. Otherwise, no more longs. I'm not looking to buy the bottom of this at the edge, not unless it does something like this. ES coming back towards its IB here. If it goes through the IB here, then you might get a squeeze out on this market if it goes through the IB. It's testing it right now. Rejection so far on the IB on ES. Maybe a quasi kind of move. I don't know. We just have to wait. We have to wait. What's the time? New hourly bar here as well. Okay. Almost missed that. Full reprice on this hourly bar would be 315s. Expansion would be higher day. My bias is upside. It's just whether it's finished this pullback enough. Those deep pullback flow zones are holding right now, reclaiming Globex. I'm just watching ES versus its initial balance. If it's going to start reclaiming IB, I think there's a squeeze on here. And this would be the inverse head forming like we talked about after sweeping internal liquidity. Can it then do this to go up, basically, is the question right now. Or is it going to reject here? This is why I'm waiting to see how it acts when it gets up here. ES looking good here. Starting to reclaim. Starting to reclaim. Those deep pullback flow zones are very, very nice. Yeah, I don't know if we do 500 today, but you might well be right, Raphael. This is exactly what we were looking for. Remember, my bias is higher prices. It's just where does that pullback finish? We have the head being built here. All right, so we go sideways. We have internal liquidity. We liquidate them. Remember, breakout shorts have come in here. If they don't get a rejection here to go lower, they're going to be in trouble. We're going to do this, and we can go upside. It's just whether this is enough for the head, or if they need to do a second leg lower so that shorts come in once, twice, and then do it. That 350s, we kept talking about 350s. 350s is key. Next level down after that was 315. So 350s held. Kind of hard to get involved here right now unless you are in from very earlier in the day like we were, and you're just like, very, very confident that we're going 400, 500. I don't like giving back many points though. But this is looking very, very good. Starting to reclaim many key levels here now. But ES has still got that liquidity higher to aim for. It's just, has it got the juice as it sits at initial balance high? See how much more boring this is once we've taken the low-hanging fruit. Like, we get that move to low-hanging fruit, and then it's like... And I think what's been hard the last week is those low-hanging fruit moves, they've all come in London sessions or Asia sessions. So we come to the market, we're like, well, we've done everything. And then we know we're going to get really shit moves. Today, luckily, we had a really nice low-hanging fruit to aim for, and we make money. All right, do they protect this low now, or do they need that second leg lower? ES rejecting its initial balance. Again, I just do not feel good about entering a trade right here, right now on the NQ. Back starting to give me jip sitting in this chair as well. So I'd say here or here. If they don't hold this, we're going to here. If they do something like this, we can go upside. If they do something like this, we can go upside. If they fail under here, a rotation is possible. I don't think we're going to fail under here, but if we do, that's possible. Yeah, no, everyone keeps saying standing desk, so I'm not going to get a standing desk. Not to trade. Not with my cameras and everything else, but new chair for sure. New chair. Exactly, Aga. First hour was so clean. So clean. It's because we had something clear to go for. All right, all of you saying Herman Miller chair. Aaron chair and body chair. Look. Okay, all in agreement. All right, it's trying to do that W. It's trying to do that W. ES is still not through its IB though. So this can be like a W that fails here. It's very. This is going to make it tricky, like they always do. Again, I don't think there's a short in this market right now with a drive with ES leaving that liquidity higher. Like any short might be like a scalp short, sure. Like, do you know what I mean? It might be like for a small pullback, but I don't think there's a drive lower. I think this market's reclaimed so many key levels on the higher time frame right now, so I don't think there's a bigger move lower unless we get something change again. Yeah, exactly, Raphael. He double stacked it. He was there, then he left some, then he had some underneath, and now he's at 400. I think he's actually got about 600 lots. So he's pulled, like, it might be 700 lots. He's pulled 300 lots that were at 85, and he hasn't put them back on the book yet. I'm going to assume it's the same player because he double stacked and then he got rid of some. We've got divergence here. VIX needs to make its mind up. I think we can go 400s, but it's the ES and VIX. Thanks, Coop. Yeah, probably Raphael, probably the same participant. All right, so do they do lower high, lower low here for new leg? And is this the end of the pullback, or have they caught enough in this? I genuinely don't know right now, which is why I'm not too interested. I'd prefer lower. I think you catch more shorts if you go lower. But market's holding up pretty well. Tesla's still 5% up. Nvidia 2.82% up. Meta 1.60% up. Google 2% up. Amazon 1.82% up. Microsoft 1.57% up. Apple 1.75% up. But we've sort of just flattened out, haven't we? My bias is higher. The question is, does it need to offer a deeper pullback before going higher? My bias remains higher in this market right now. I would not be surprised over the coming days, unless Nvidia miss or something like that happens, to see us explore the top side of the range. Remember, last week we were very, very dirty. The move we did last week, it's going to be up here, is it? This move here was naughty. All right, this move here to 58 really should have come and peeked through this guy here at 62, and it didn't, which means you've got short stops here and here, and I would not be surprised for us to go and wreck them now that we've done a failed breakdown of the lows. But, you know, let's just see. We've got to get through earnings first, and we've got to get through any more tariff news. Who knows? My bias remains upside. This is starting to look very, very squeezy now. If I was a short seller here, I think I would be thinking I'm about to get wrecked. ES back to the initial balance. Just being honest. If I was a short seller there, I'd be thinking I'm going to get wrecked. I'd much rather be bullish in this right now. Trump didn't post anything today. He talked yesterday, didn't he? He was talking over the weekend and yesterday. I was surprised he's come out and heavily criticised Putin. That's starting to spice up. That could be a black swan event. If that starts to, you know, if the pressure of war starts to build and Europe and America start to build into it and start to get involved more, that could be the type of event which really changes the market environment. Oh, I just saw we're at 102 likes. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. Again, the book's like just thinned out since we've done that move. It's just thinned out. Nothing happening now. You thought he posted today, Ken? Is that what you're saying? Let's have a look. Oh, he did. Well, he reposted. I was extremely satisfied with the 50% tariff allotment on the European Union, especially since they were slow walking, to put it mildly, on negotiations with them. Remember, I am empowered to set a deal for trade into the United States. If we're unable to make a deal or treated unfairly, I've just been informed that the EU has called to quickly establish meeting dates. This is a positive event, and I hope they will finally, like my same demand to China, open up European nations for trade with the United States of America. And he's criticised Gavin Newham. So don't blame him. I'm not a Gavin Newham fan, I'll be honest. All right. It's trying to explore higher. You can see it. It's trying to build for that move. Do we get new highs coming here? ES doing the same. It wants to go and take out that 1250 or 1225. Still absorbing dips. It still looks like it wants to go, but it's definitely a bit of a battle here. New seller coming on. So that 200 lot, you got a 200 lot now at 85. He's come on at 85, and then above him at 400. There's 400 at 400. Take care, Aga. It looks like it wants to go higher. It's just like, has it built enough into it now? Has it built enough in? Definitely looks like it wants to go higher. It's just like, has it got the juice to do it? That's the only question really right now. Does it have the juice? You'd think ES wants to just get to that 1250. That's where it wants to get to, but it's the only level of liquidity left. Same with the SPY. Can SPY break out of pre-market highs, or is it just exhausted? It's gave that morning dip. It's come all the way back to its pre-market highs. Is there follow through in this market above key levels? We've seen in this market recently there's been a lack of follow through. Been glaringly obvious, but maybe they've caught enough the last few sessions. But I mean, that pullback today, other than the morning pullback, we haven't had nothing. If you look at the higher time frame chart, you're looking at a 30-minute hourly chart. There's been nothing. It's just been sort of grind up. Big expansive move in the morning and then sort of just grinding here. And this current hourly candle and this currently 30-minute candle has failed to take the old highs out of this session. ES still has not taken out that 1250. All right, so that's what ES wants to do. Whether it can do it or not is a whole different ball game. That's what it's attempting to do. Low-hanging fruit got taken very early. We got the trade for low-hanging fruit. There's really not been much else to do. Love to see this trade higher. It's just, can it do it? Can it do it? I'm also okay with it giving a big old dump back down under 50 to 15s and then going higher. Here we go. Looks like the squeeze is set now. Are you going to do it, market? Can you go and break sort of the 80s and 90s? Well, 85s it is to get to 400. The reason I'm saying that is because that's where the seller is on the book. There's a 200 lot at 85. We're about to come into him now, and it's the initial balance high. Here we go. Here's the IB high. Can we keep going at this point and go and take out 90? So he just lifted, and he's now moved just above 90. This is what they're using it as magnets. Learn to see this on the book. Look at the level 2. That seller at 85 pulled his offer, moved it to above 90. He'll probably pull it again and move it to above or to 400. They want to get to 400. That's what they want to do. You will need to watch ES as it comes into 1250. Remember, that's its sort of liquidity target is 1250. Looks good here, though. It's just the ES struggling. And now that seller completely disappeared. Right, so there's only the player at 400 now. This is what I'm saying. It's games. These guys are gaming. They're trying to game the market to do the move that they want. Completely illegal, by the way, what's going on, but you will never prove it. But spoofing is completely illegal, but you will never, ever prove it. Even though you can see them doing it, they'll just say, oh, well, I wanted a higher price. Well, you didn't. You wanted to use your liquidity to drag the market around. I never thought until trading futures this would be possible on an index. You see it in small caps all the time, like a low float. It's very easy to manipulate around. I never thought we'd see it on this. But you do. You see it all the time. Here's your IB. Do they get the expansive move? Still fading, still failing to take out that current high of day. Still getting stuck at the initial balance on the NQ. Sorry, team, just messaging one of my members. All right, so failing to take that high again there on NQ. ES failing to take its high again. That's a failed breakout of the high. We're still technically holding structure here. But don't be surprised if you get some bigger selling here. If enough bulls have chased the highs, then they don't get the move that they want. How long we got till lunch? 40 minutes still till lunch. I still think there's a chance for this to move higher, but it's just like, if they can't do it, you have to respect what's happening. But bulls are failing to get a breakout. When you fail to get a breakout, it's when you get one side stuck. Right now, the side stuck is the lower time frame bulls. They're failing to get a breakout. Still think they are capable of moving higher today. But like the games that these sellers are playing up there, those sellers up there are buyers, basically. They're trying to get a fill higher. They're trying to drag the market up. But they're not doing a very good job of it, because both times we've got up to them, the market sort of called their bluff and been like, nah, not interested. Oh, how boring trading is once we take low-hanging fruit. So boring. Is that it? Are we just going to sit here for hours now doing doing nothing? Feels like it. All right, maybe it's going to go now. Is it going to have another attempt now? Still not through its IB. That right shoulder looks like it's being built out a little bit better now, though. Possibly setting up for a squeeze. There you go. High day coming here. You would think anyway. You would think a high of day is coming here. There you go. There's a high day. Now the question is, can ES get to 12s, and do we get follow through to 400s? Did we get divergence there? No, they both swept, and ES still can get to 12s. So it's sort of telling there a little bit. And guess what? That seller just pulled his order. All right, so basically my interest in the day has completely dissipated, because if they're going to play games like this with the rest of the book, I don't know if any of you are watching the level 2. All right, that seller just moved to 450 now. There's just like it starts to get tricky when they start to play these games. It means there's a lack of liquidity, and they're trying to maneuver the book around with one lot size. My interest starts to dwindle massively when they do this. Oh, just got feedback on my new single which coming. Let's see if there's any good DJs playing it. Not bad, not bad. All right, holding IB high. ES very, very close. Very, very close to those 12s now. Remember, 1250s is the liquidity level on ES. Anything above that becomes a bonus. 400 was the level on NQ. They lifted and moved to 450. It's the same participant who's now at 450 who was at 400. Tagged right into it there on ES. Didn't get through it. Right into it. Didn't get through it. Come on, man. How long we got left? I'm ready to go back to bed. I am ready to go back to bed. ES having another go at that 1250, 1275. Still can't get through. I'm not watching the level 2 on that, so maybe some of you can tell me. Are there big orders there? Is there a big options chain around the SPY there? I don't know. Seems odd to be hesitating this much. Should really just break out of here, I think. I think you got a breakout coming. Here goes the NQ. There goes the ES. Can it sustain a bid now? Yes, it can. So 400's coming on the NQ now. Through 400s, we're looking at 450, 500. So 400's coming on the NQ. 405 now on the book, just a heads up. They're trying to use that just to drag it through 400. They'll probably lift it when they get to 405 to get to 450. So 400 coming up like we talked about. Bang, there's 400. Watching this seller at 405 to see if he's real or if he's going to lift. ES on an absolute tear right now. So definitely some liquidity there at 400. They sold into it. And do they hold this pullback now? Low-hanging fruits across all markets, though, gone. All right, across all markets, gone. Your next level on the spiders would be all the way up to 592. Sorry, I'm just going to have to move my supply block so I know what I'm looking at. 592 is your next level on the spiders. I would say, like, you've hit all your targets. Like, your only option now is to, hope and hold. If you're in from very early and you've got your stop in the money and you're thinking, hey, maybe we go 500, you can set a limit at 500. You can leave your stop in the money. You can leave an OCO order out there and walk away for the day. I wouldn't say there's much more else you can do right now. Remember, when we talked about the beginning of the day, one of the key things we talked about is we are starting to come into areas where these buyers were trapped last week, right? Up into these areas up here, up into these areas up here. This is where all the buyers are trapped. I don't want to initiate new longs into these areas. Remember, we said this area here is key. The 380s, we've gone through it. This is where there's so much volume. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days of volume, and these are trapped buyers. So they might become sellers. I don't want to get long. This is not a good long level up here. All right. It's not a good long level. It should be a runner, breakout, pullback, potential new long level. Yeah, this is a potential new long level. It can fail, and we can do exactly what we did here, this side of the range. We can peek out and come back inside, just like we did fail breakout. We can do the same up here. You do not want a long up there until really we break out and retest and hold. I would not be thinking about a long into these levels. I'd rather get above and initiate a new position here, a new money long up there. Nice. Mike, so you were long ES, looking for that 1250 move. You got a nice squeeze through it. Really nice squeeze through it. I think that's it, folks. Like, there's nothing else to go for. It's just holding your runners now, really. Holding your runners. I'll sit here with you for 30 minutes. We can talk about something else, though, if you want. I don't think I'm going to get a trade out of this. I doubt I'm going to get a trade out of what I'm looking at now. Say something for a pullback. Let's how many of you left? Let's do a poll. Let's see how many of you are green. Right, let's see. Let's see, team. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Digweed's paying my new one. All right, let's. Wow, only 50% of you green. Oh, well, a lot of you flat. That's okay. I was going to say, if you're 50-50, that's not good. Flat's all right. That's fine. Share my track. I can put the pre-order in the chat. Hang on. Let's get the link. Let's get the link. See if I can get it open on my phone to post to you. There you go. That come through? Yeah. All right. Still doing the dance here, still look bullish, still building momentum above the initial balance for now. Failed auction will take you all the way back to VWAP. You've got lunch coming here in just under 25 minutes. Luke Rogers passed a 50k account. Let's go. Let's go, Luke. Nice work. Nice work. If you guys didn't know, there's tons of sales on right now. Tons and tons and tons of sales on, which will help you all. All right, so Apex, 90% sale. It will be a short sale. I don't think it's on very long, till the end of the month. Worth checking out for sure. If you prefer holding your trades longer and not scalping, check out Tradeify. They've still got 35% sale on discount and instant, 35% sale on the growth and instant funded accounts. I think the 55% sale on the advanced accounts is finished now. All right, I think that one's finished. What do I think Nvidia will do tomorrow? As I check the chart for past two earnings, there's always a slow drop on coming weeks, even when the result's been like 25% growth. I have no idea. So much of it is dependent on less so on the earnings and more so on the guidance, I think, given what's going on in the world. Really, Paul, that really does suck. I didn't know that. Yeah, just I really don't know with earnings. I don't play earnings. I can have a quick look at the chart. I'd say you're basing really well. then that's ripe to get destroyed. You're basing well, I'd say, as long as dips hold into 120, it's a continuation higher. I don't like a long position here necessarily, even though, you know, what we're doing is very, very similar to what we're doing on Qs for this move here. Flat top there, that looks primed to get run. So I'll be bullish as long as this holds. But it really depends what they say, and what they say, that sentiment of whatever they say is it will impact the market. They will care about tariffs. He will have to make a comment about tariffs. That's all anyone cares about right now, is the tariffs. You're on the naughty list in South Africa, really? Nick, I just saw your email. Let me get you set up now. 1 second. Where is it to get you? Nice. Nick, if you're watching the stream, you should be all set up. It might take a minute or two to go through, but I've just granted you access from my side. So as long as Ninja sort of servers are working fast, you should be set up. No worries, buddy. All right, here's the drive back lower. So remember, ES took all its low-hanging fruit, NQ's taken all its low-hanging fruits. We're coming into lunch. We had a morning dip, and then we've been straight up since. Possible rotation into here is possible if it really wants to do the failed auction. Right, failed auction above the initial balance. Back to here is possible. But the biggest problem you've got right now is the divergence, because ES's IB is here and it's above it. All right, so as ever, you're seeing divergence between the two based on positions to the initial balance. Buys are on the tape right now at 360. Not big size, but they are there. Kind of top side the channel and the H1 as well. I had a pretty big channel in H1 since last night. Way near the top side of it. Catch you later, Aaron. Catch you later. Deep pullback still holding for now. There's just nothing I like here. Like, you can see my interest. I'm so strict. As soon as we've taken the level we're looking for, my interest just diminishes. It's just like gone. Because at that point, I just don't know what we want to do. Back to the IB, trying to squeeze. ES trying to get a breakout again here. VIX sitting at lower day. It's just, oh baby, it's very, very tricky. Is it going to go for a bigger move up here? Squeeze is on. The squeeze is on. How long till lunch? Couple minutes. Squeeze for lunch. Sorry, I keep hitting that mic. ES going for high of day here. VIX trying to break down for low of day. Still can't get under that 30s that we keep talking about. 1930s on the VIX. We talked about it pre-market. It's finding a bid there for now. For now. It doesn't mean it sustains. Sign of a good trader. What, sitting still once the low-hanging fruit's gone? Yeah. Is also just sign of a trader who I just don't have interest in trading top sides of ranges. I want those momentums when one side's stuck so we can make our money and we can get out of it. Get out of it, mate. I don't want to sit here all day. I want to make my money and go. And go and get my back worked on and be in loads of pain. All right, back to the IB. ES is starting, or the SPY is starting to build liquidity above its pre-market high, which is important. It's important if we're going to see continuation that it does that. Very close to breaking out here on ES. It's very, very close. You're right. Move in and out. What, like the burger joint? Did you write it like that for a reason, Greg? I've never seen it written like that unless it's the burger joint. I've only been there once. Oh, my back! Oh, I want a new back. I really want a new back. Oh, did anyone watch the F1 at the weekend? Or the rugby finals? Oh, I was devastated for Northampton. I thought they had a really good game. I thought the ref wasn't too bad. I thought the fourth official, TMO, had a stinker. He had a stinker, man. What's my dream car? Maybe like a Koenigsegg or something disgusting like that. I'm never going to get a Koenigsegg, though. It's also a death trap. Dream car where I permanently dream because I'm dead from driving it. Yeah, probably something like that. Do we see profit taking into lunch? How long have we got left? 13 minutes, or are we going to get that squeeze? I don't think I'll get a nice car all the time in the States. Just wait until one day moving back to Europe, I think, before I get something I really want. Just prefer the roads there as much as anything else. And the drivers. Both. All right, NQ looks like it wants to have one more attempt to sort of come and get up towards those 400s and above. 90s here again. ES is trying to do the same thing. It's trying to build to go upside right now on the ES. How long until new H1s? We peaked above on this H1. They would need to do this move before that new H1 candle, I'd imagine, in like final 10 minutes. It's like, I guess in their mind, it's like, let's squeeze it now, you know, get up to where we want to and be done for the day, I guess, for those traders sitting at their desks at the office, let's say, at the firms. They probably want a new high day, take some profits into it, and then they can walk away at that point, or they can at least just like put their stop in and walk away for lunchtime. Lambo, I'm not a Lambo guy. I'm not a Lambo guy. Probably more likely to get a Porsche. I appreciate them. I like them for other people. It's just not something I see myself driving. I'm far too boring and sensible to drive stuff like that. I just want something that I could drive. I always picture myself like if I live back in England, thinking about like either the like South Coast or Cotswolds, or if I lived in Spain or France and like doing those windy roads, what would I want to drive? Some kind of like GT type car. So probably not a Lambo, something that's a bit more comfortable. Take care, Richard. All right, this market just hovering here, doing nothing at this point. $10 till lunch. Audi R8, yeah, R8, perfect example. Something like that. One of the 911 GTs. Something like that. Even a DB. I like all the DB editions. Something that like looks really nice, but is very, very comfortable. Look how bad my back is. Imagine me driving a Lamborghini. Oh my God, I'd be in agony. It's like the worst thing I could do would be to drive a Lambo. All right, do they come and peak high day into lunch? Is what I'm just wondering what they're going to do into lunch. Not that it matters because I'm not trading it, but I'm just interested what they do into lunch. Do they do a swipe or a dump? Feels like they're going to swipe it. Feels like they want to swipe it. There's the swipe. I knew it's coming. I almost should have traded it just because I knew it was coming, but there's just no real setup there. But you just know that they just want to make their money before they leave the desk. That's exactly what they've just done. They're like, let's get highs, lock in some more profits, move our stop in, go and get drunk on a Tuesday. is is life more expensive in London than LA? No, LA is way more expensive than London. It's not even comparable. It is not even comparable. Not even close. So everything here is stupid expensive in Los Angeles. Every time I go back to London now, I just think how cheap it is. And it's not cheap. It's not like London's an expensive place to live, but Los Angeles is a joke. Is a joke. Da, da, da. Almost done. Almost time to get off the screens. I can't wait. I can't wait to get off the screens. How much is a pint now in London? Not at like some bougie place, but like maybe someone can tell me how much is a pint in London now? Just like a normal pub. Not like a Weatherspoons, not somewhere bougie, somewhere in the middle where you walk into a pub and you ask for a normal pint, not some like fancy thing. A pint of Stella. How much is a pint of Stella in London? Maybe someone can tell me. Yeah, AJ, exactly. DB12, love it. Absolutely love it. Anything like that. 550. So I think that's quite reasonable. Outside of London, it's probably more like 350. I mean, I was watching Wrexham, the Wrexham show. You know what I'm on about, the football, last night, and there was a girl selling coffees. Now I know it's Wrexham and I know it's Wales, but she was selling them in the stadium, and I think I was trying to remember what it was. It was like a mocha or something like that. It was like £2.20, mate. coffee here is like between $7 and $9 for a cup of coffee where I live. I mean, how is that legal? How is it legal? All right, market's still moving. There's 400s. This is where they're like trying to take profit. If they're going to go turbo, they might as well just lift it through all of this. They are super small, I know, but I'm just like, the difference is massive. Take care, Trentry. Yeah, have a good day, Ash. Sorry, just see that now. Nice work, team. Nice work locking in money. Pay yourself some moolah today. Hold your runners. If you're still in this long, you're laughing. You might as well hold it all day, move your stop in the money. You never know. You just never know. Are we going to go top side of that daily range in one go? You wouldn't think so, but this market loves doing mental things, doesn't it? I've got to review some content which I've had edited for me after this. What's the weather like? Overcast. Probably get outside for a walk. And I'll be back on with you this afternoon in Discord, team. I'm not going to actively trade, but I will call the levels for you. See if we can get another payout on Apex next week. Won't get one this week. I'll get one this week. There's one I'm due this week. I'll take it probably tomorrow. Lock in another couple thousand. But then the other accounts, let's see if I can get a payout next week. I need another 8 days, and that's assuming they're all green, which they won't be. So see how we go. All right, there are the fails. Dang. What a nice move. I was kind of looking at this thinking, should I have held even a little guy the whole day? Just in case, you know? Hard to do that. Hard to convince yourself to do that. I think we locked in like 100 points. View up dip was 58. Opening range breakout was 86. The last one, liquidity we took was for that shove through 60s. And I did move my stop up without taking profit for there on the runner. So I don't think I'm going to penalise myself too much. What if I really missed here? 30 or 40 points? It's not bad, is it? So part of me is like, oh man, you probably should have held all day, but nah. That's me just nitpicking, looking for reasons to think I can make more money. All right, end that poll. Hey. Anything else, team, before I go? You've got a clear channel here. I like the dips less and less and less and less all the time. It keeps drifting up. But you do have a clear channel. You've actually got a couple. You've got intraday and you've got hourly. Right, you've got this developing here. What I would say is I would be very aware of this hourly channel. You've got sort of some dynamic resistance right here. You gonna let me draw it? There we go. Right here. Somewhere in here. Rough. This is like your hourly move. Yeah, looks about right. So I wouldn't really want to be a buyer up here like we talked about. Those dips this morning versus this were good. A reclaim of this, which is what I took, was safer. Profit target was into here. Anything else is a bonus at this point. Last questions before we shut it down, team. About to get out of here. Made some good money all together today again. New website's coming soon. Ninja Trader Pro is available now. Once I launch the website, prices will unfortunately slowly start to creep up. I'm going to have to. My costs are going up and up and up and up and up. I'm probably going to have to employ someone soon. But if you are interested, these are available right now in a bundle. All right, so you can get everything all in one for $9.99, or you can just do the course. If you prefer, here's the swipe. They're really starting to drive this now. They are really trying to drive this now. Most of you green, well done, team. 58% of you green, 21% of you just flat on the day, and 19% of you red. Nice work. I'm going to give you a call out on the liquidity so you know where it is before I leave. All right, you've got buyers right now down at 85, 1985. You've got a seller here at 410, 415, 425. But the main lot who's been trying to lift this market up towards him, right now he's at 450. Right, he's been playing games all morning. He was at 380, then he was 400, then he was 405, now he's at 450. All right, that's the guy that's moving this book around. So if you're watching the level 2, just watch him. Be careful. Do not be buying high of day. All right, do not be buying high of day. The dips are there for you today. If they present, if you start to see a rollover, do not keep buying dips when it starts to roll. All right, we've taken the low-hanging fruit. The only thing really left is a move for 500. There really is not much left that you can look to attack right now as we move into the new hour and lunch. Peace and love, everyone. Please trade safe. I'll be back tomorrow. Those in Discord, I'll catch you in there later. We'll talk again real soon. Be kind to each other.